All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started now. Let's do some fun. First, I want to tell you my name is Ray, last name is Reynolds. Please write it down. We're going to get to know each other and have some fun at the same time. Now, let's understand a couple things. All right, get a tablet pen. We got to put it here. When you write things down, your eyes and your brain, you actually record. And by the way, you can't take pictures of my cute face and record anyway. You got to get it here. Now, today is July 16th, 2021. I call that blackjack. Now write down the end of the year. Can you imagine within 4 to 6 months you could be on your way to the $1 million dream? That could be $1 million in the bank, even credit, and knowing exactly what you need to do. Now I don't know why you didn't do it last year or the year before that too, but you didn't. So let's show you how to play. There's one of the front doors on one of my mansions. There's basically one of the yachts. There's one of the buildings in the Lamborghini too. I like to make money. You see, I didn't like stealing or begging off the pier. I didn't like eating out of a trash can too. I started that when I was 3. I make millionaires. If you want to be next, just let me know. Now here's the thing. What if I wrote you a check for $1 million right now? Now. What bank would you put the money in? You see, how you receive money matters every second of the day. You put it in your personal account? Good for you. You get to keep $375,000. Now you give the rest to the IRS. If you put it in a corporation, guess what you get to do? You get to absorb all the money, pay all the bills first, then pay tax on the leftover if there's any leftover at all. See, you get to learn to play the game. It's called the United States of America Constitution. It's also the Bill of Rights. So what you do is you got to remember you don't be a procrastinator. Did you forget something yesterday, today, till tomorrow too? Can't do that anymore. Kind of like time. I don't control it, neither do you. But I do control what I do at the time God's given me. And I don't have to waste a second of the day. You see, 12 years ago on July 5th, I died. Got to go into coma too. But I got a chance. It said basically, stay in peace or go back. Well, I kind of yelled, go back, please. Now, I started out being homeless many times. Nobody gave a damn about me. What did I got to do? Like I said, steal and beg off the pier. I was lucky in another way. God gave me a brain with an IQ off the chart with total recall. I write with both hands and talk at the same time too. I learned to read at 2.5 years old. Being dropped off at the pier, I always pretended this was my mommy and my daddy in a magazine. Well, that never happened. Then I looked at all the rich and famous people too. I wanted to learn how they did it too. So I did exactly what I found I could do. I sent away a little money order to the Secretary of State of California. Got a corporation $100,000. 14, I got $1 million. From there, guess what I got to do? Billion at 26 under corporate structure. Now, one of my goals before I die, I like to solve the homeless problem. I used to be one of them too. You see, you've got to understand something today. It's flat out. See, homeless want to go camping. Nobody got it right. They want to go camping the rest of their life. So let's take the dead zones under freeways and turn them to campsites so they go camping all the time. That's what they really want to do. Let's give them basically the camping sites to play in. From there, nobody wants to see them laying in front of a building or a home. The bottom line is pretty simple today. Let's give them humanity. Let's give them literally, all right, restrooms, showers, and local store. What can I say? It's an idea I have for me. I like to change the world too. Now, when I was 7.5 years old, I listened to the poker game every Wednesday night, all the grown-ups going blah, blah, blah. I wrote down something. All right, what they said is a corporation's a legal person. I wrote it down. All right, I wanted to figure out too. I went to the library the next day, found out here's a mock-up, here's a book. Well, that's what the lady said. I read the book and got pissed off. I got really upset. I was so excited to go learn, all right, that corporation's a legal person. Maybe it can get me out of hell. Not being abused too. Well, there's no blueprint back then. There's no instruction manual. You can't find one today either. All the blah, blah, blah in every book you can buy. I'll tell you things today you've never heard before too. We're going to learn to connect the dots. Is that okay with you? Next thing is if you have a corporation today, you basically 9 out of 10 people don't do a damn thing after they set it up too. And they spend a couple $1,000s for that piece of paper that was free. All they had to do is pay a filing fee, by the way. So the blueprint in life. So what are we going to do? We're going to use the rights we're allowed to. Helping Hand Industry is the first one I set up at 9.5. See, I went back to the library almost every day, 7.5 to 9.5 years old. I got brave enough to send away a little money order. Then I got $100,000 in the mail. I even got named to the movie Dave. Isn't that kind of fun? At 14, there's my first car. It was a Quintos Lamborghini, by the way. Ultimate Go, I'll bet you're stuck. Let's get you past go. Can you write that down, please? I'll show you Lamborghinis, Duffys, mansions, how I broke the record for the highest kick on the planet in 1981. I wanted to prove white men do jump and stupid people say we don't. I can show you basically the race boats in the backyard, the helicopters, the largest U-dock in Huntington Harbor, and the yachts, and a Ferrari too. I don't understand why you haven't done this. All I had is God and me. But today, let's write down Ray's rules. Write it down, circle it a couple of times too. July 4, 2009, there's a yacht we took out with a group of people. Next day, there's me when they pronounced the time of death at 5:41. I heard the doctor say to my wife, he's not going to make it, he's going to die. I heard basically she scream her head off too. Then I heard the person I mowed a multimillionaire. Guess what he did? He had her sign a POA that day. Ultimate goal is pretty simple. I got to go to the other side, but I was given a choice, stay in peace or go back. Well, I said go back that day, and guess what we got to do? H1N1 pandemic 9 kills me, but I got to come back and I have to play with you. Ultimate goal, the reason you bring the pain home, is the lack of knowledge. And you probably do it time after time again. You could have learned how to play the game at 18 years old, but most people don't research it and figure it out too. Ultimate goal, we can't let life pass us by. Remember, I don't want to experience the pain anymore. From there, I don't want you to go in the wrong direction. I'd like to give you the goal that God gave me, the rules and the tools how to play. Now, please make sure you have that tab and a pen today. Now, it's like John and Mary, new clients. They refinanced their house. They sucked out all the money. They started their business. They ran out of money, lost the house and the restaurant too. See, these are the things that happen to people every day. Now, the Godfather of Credit, they gave me that nickname in 2008. After I brought in $3.6 billion from my clients, by the way. So the bottom line from here, we're going to write down credit rebuilding. Ultimate goals up to you. You see, here's the federal law in front of you. Federal Trade Commission. It says credit repair is a scam, not allowed to collect money up front. But you got thousands of companies collecting money every day, usually $99 a month forever too. Bottom line, getting to know me is pretty simple. I'm the guy that trained Ken Yarborough years ago. He was security chief at TRW and a Spirit too. Maybe today let me train you just a little bit. What do you think? So the Credit Services Act, can you write it down and Google it later today? It'll give you the page I just showed you too. From there, they basically tell you to go to the Credit Repair Organization Act. So the Credit Repair Organization Act says attorneys can't do credit repair. What are you supposed to do now? Well, the reality is credit repair is basically, I call it a joke. On top of that, it's against the law. You have to not repair your credit, you have to rebuild it. That's the truth. Building relationships and dreams. Ultimate goal, the information was provided by the Federal Trade Commission, by the way. You got a choice today. For 90 working days, I'd like to play with you. I like to have some fun every seminar, every workshop, boot camp. I broadcast up to 5 times a day, Monday through Friday, and all day Saturday, all day tomorrow too. We get to build a relationship. I'll get you to your dreams and be your coach for 90 days. Now, you got 3 ways to get to the Maynard status. Number 1 is pretty simple. You can win the lottery tonight. All right, you can inherit the money or get a big raise. Or you can basically let me rebuild your life and make you a millionaire. And I'll do that right away too. Ultimate goal, there's only 1,000 rules and steps to get to the $1,000,000 dream. By the way, you can't even screw it up as long as you follow along. Ultimate goal, let's give you the first 25 steps today. Got that tablet and pen? We're going to write down Ray's rules. We're going to basically go to rayscredit.com, clickety-clack, get your credit reports for free. Ultimate goal is step number 1. You're going to give me those report numbers right away, and I'll make your score go up, and away to about 90 working days. Now, I'd like you to start asking the word why. You say, like I'm going to ask you now, why? Why do you have an SSN, Social Security card? Can you get out that card of your purse or wallet today? Can we read it front and back, please? That's step number 2. It'll say do not laminate, do not use for ID purposes as well. Then it says also property or social administration, not you. It's not even your card. So the bottom line is if you give me the report numbers right away, your credit score will go up and away. I'd like to guarantee you 750, but I'd like to get you an 822. Ultimate goal, that's step number 3. Now, no case should go past 180 days ever unless you keep screwing up on you. Ultimate goal, what I want to do is take your report numbers right away. Look at the 12 acts we get to use and tear it apart and go after the creditor first. They're half the fun. You see, since all the applications are wrong anyway. I might even tell you to negotiate a debt or two. Legal acts and method. Heck, I sued Chase Bank, put them in Santa Ana. I kicked their assets too and got another $5,000 for wasting my time that day. The judge made sure of that. So you got more rights than you think you do. Ultimate goal is pretty simple today. So let's understand something. Years and years ago, all right, we came up with what's called rapid scoring. Ken Yarbrough, Harold Stokes, and me. It was my idea. We came up with that. Now I came up with rapid refresh. Let me show you what this does. Here's a picture of Credit Karma because it's free. The bottom line is his credit scores aren't always the right numbers, but that's okay. It's free. We like that, but they have no one to help us anyway. So what do we get to do? Well, she had a 500 score. If you notice, I got her 157 points in 45 working days. If you'd like me to do that for you, just let me know. What I like to do is I block the credit, all the crap you might have. I call it a rapid rescore blocker. And then I go after credit. You see, I can do this in the beginning, middle, or end. Here's someone with a 487. 4 collection accounts, and I still got them an unsecured credit card. Here's a 586, same thing too. 561, same thing too. Start at 480, I build them up, got rid of the bad stuff, and guess what we got? 3 cards. Last one was $3,000. They'll be at a 720 in about 3 weeks. Ultimate goal, 11 collection accounts, late on their car payments, still got $3,000 right away, unsecured by the way. So the bottom line is at the beginning, middle, or end, I'm going to pop you some credit if you want me to. It's called credit rebuilding. I do a rapid rescore. Now, normally I just charge $998. But now I want you to understand today, if you do something with me, I'd like you to join my class on Saturday. It's tomorrow at 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. It's called Education Analyzation. If you want to, you don't have to, but the case will take 90 working days. No more past 180 days. Now, if you do this during the webinar, which is now, I get you a $1,000 cash card. You see, the goal is this, to take away your excuses. So if I show you how to reimburse yourself by the card I give you, everything is simple, and you also got a money-back guarantee. Now, if you do this during the webinar, I slash the price in half. Literally, it's a giveaway. It's $499 today. And if all of a sudden you say, I want to think about a corporation, why don't I give you the articles for free? Let you go to setup and level 1 on Wednesday and Saturday for 30 days. Who knows, you might be the next millionaire too. Now, the bonus of the credit card and the articles and all that too are only if you did it during the webinar. But if you don't, guess what? Call the office later today and they'll charge you $9.99 and you don't get the goodies from me. You get a written money back guarantee too. No more excuses. Now, understand, with all the hacking going on in the banks and the creditors and all these companies, all right, credit cards are getting hacked left and right. So most banks are encouraging you to use what's called Zelle. You can't hack a Zelle. It's an instant transfer. That way we can expedite you too. On Zelle, all you do is go to your bank or credit union and sign up right away. You make Ray Reynolds the recipient, that's me, and you use my email, ray@riskcredit.com. From there, you Zelle, $4.99, you get all the goodies too. You can also do a bank transfer deposit. We bank at Chase and B of A. Ultimate goal, take a picture of that page today. You're probably going to need it too. So here's what I want you to do. Because every one of you added yourself to the national mailing list, by the way. That's how you got all your junk mail. That's how you get half your robocalls too. Why don't you call 888-567-8688. Opt out for 5 years, please. That's step number 4. Ultimate goal is pretty simple. I want you to plan the problem. Here's the biggest problem in life. Okay? Nobody plans the problem. I do. All right? I want to make sure, because realize something. Somebody got in your way, took it away, and knocked you down too. I'll bet you it's one of your friends and family members, by the way. Next thing is we're going to write down safety credit. Can you keep up? Safety credit, these cards are $50,000 a piece. Now what we're going to do is simple. Our problem about personal credit, we can't write it off at all. So the problem is this, you don't know the rules and tools how to play. So let's remember something today. You're going to get a sticky and put it behind every card you got in your purse or wallet today. You're going to write down the limit, 25, 29%. The moment you take a card past 29%, you jacked up the card, you dropped your score, you got stuck, can't get any more. Write down 25, 29%. We're going to teach you how to basically put that in automation, leave it alone. We're going to teach you basically to go have some fun. and get the American dream. Now, line of defense is pretty simple to understand. Every city, there's a bank or a grocery store that filed bankruptcy on a location. They wrote it off on their taxes and got a tax credit. See, they're playing the game, but not you, because you like bringing the pain home to your family too, right? So let's put the sticky behind those cards, and let's write down never bring the pain home ever again. Ultimate goal, that's step number 5. So today, the only one screwing up your credit going up and down is you. Make sure it's 25 to 29%. Ultimate goal, lose your job, God have mercy, what do? Well, unfortunately, the whole world does a silly thing. The same thing. They run out of time, they run out of money, and then they jack up their credit in 42 days. I'm sorry, you're using the wrong money in the first place. All right, after today, you're not going to bring the pain home. You're going to basically let me rebuild you. Ultimate goal is simple, repackaging you. How about your house, your car, and your bank account? I'm just showing some of the goodies of mine. All right, I want to do the same thing for you, but you're going to have to allow me to. We get to have fun. I like that. So the ultimate goal is like when I pulled off the stunt years ago. I built credit from a cat. I wanted to prove it could be done. See, cats have 9 lives. As of today, so will you. Let's look at Inc. magazine, how to basically finance anything by using plastic. See, what it means is a corporation gets to write off the interest rate in the credit card and the line of credit. It gets to finance itself and write it all off. If it screws up, it tends to write that off too. Problem is, you've been a Ducks for so long, you haven't learned how to play. But today, you're going to learn how to play. You're going to get some rules and tools you never heard before too. Let's pretend right now you need $5,000 now. Go ask your friends, your family, and the bank. They're all going to say no. See, even if you have the worst credit in the world, they say you waste $50 every other day. Is that true? This card in my hand is worth $5,000. If I had to max this card out today, the payment's $50 a month. So common sense is what people waste every other day. They could have maintained a safety credit card too. Oh, well, what can I say? They also say you waste $140 a week. Is that true? If that's true, and I use one of these cards today, the payment is $612.26. So if the average person is wasting $600 a month, all right, on crap, all right, they could have got 2 pizza restaurants with a drive-through and stopped wasting money and quit bringing the pain home. I don't understand why people do the wrong thing. All right, all I ever hear is, I never knew, Ray. Guess what? That's number 6. It's not my fault no one taught you how to play. No one taught me too. I went back to that library almost every day. 7.5 to 9.5 years old. Simple, I had God me. Reaching your goals, believe in yourself too. I broke the record for the highest kick on the planet in 1981. I just wanted to prove white men do jump. Because there's a lot of stupid people that make fun of it and say we don't. God gave you a gift and a dream. Why don't you see it, believe, and go get it? Now let's go back to you and your SSN. Why, this is how you started everything. They told you to get an SSN, Social Security card, to get a job. You got the job. You got your first paycheck and had a heart attack too. What? Yeah, they got their money before. They got their cut. See, you get taxed before you get the leftover. You were counting in a big check and it went small. Then they tax you till you're dead. And then when you die, you're in probate too. You got to learn how to play the game because we only get one SSN. IRS public record right in front of you. Do you like being a duck, a quack, 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 quack? I don't think we like being ducks and quack, quack, quacks all day. So remember today, we only get one SSN to try to win. That kind of sucks. So let's teach you how to play the game how rich and famous people do. You ready to play? All right, SSN, you got your Spirit and your TransU and Equifax too. The moment you jacked up a card past 29%, you dropped the score, got stuck, couldn't get any more. I'm sorry, that's just the truth. Don't forget the sticky behind the cards. See, we got an SSN for another reason too. We are the collateral for the United States of America Incorporated. Ever since Nixon took the gold standard out. So ultimate goal, please write down Ray's rules again. But this time write down $100,000. You see, we're all grown-ups. And the thing that scares me is when I had to eat and steal off the pier and eat out of a trash can, I swore I'd never do that again. So let's remember something today. What sucks when you don't have enough money to feed your family, pay your house payment, your car payment, your rent. So we're going to make sure we're prepared. 100,000, 29% usage, that's it. It's called safety credit. That gives you 71,000 of safety credit. In case blank hits the fan, lose a job or pandemic, that lasts an average of 18 months. When you take the money and credit from your family, you roll the dice and go, we, all you do is hurt your family every day. Do yourself a favor. Never bring the pain home ever again. You don't have to. Why are you using the wrong damn money in the first place? I don't get it. I can't compute stupidity. Sorry. Don't take it personally. Let's use Ray's rules today. That's step number 7, by the way. Ultimate goal. I've been in 2 comas in my life. First one, 5.5 years old. Last one, 2009. This one, I got to die, but I got to the other side, and I was given a choice: stay in peace or go back that day. So now, understand, I'm from Show Me State. There's my yacht, my race boat, my U-Dog, the address too. The #1 address Google in Huntington Beach. I got no excuses, but now neither do you. In that picture there, they're asking my wife if I was a donor, because that's what I look like, dead. But I made the choice to come back and help you. Remember today, 5 weeks after the coma, after I woke up, I walked around with an oxygen tank for 5 weeks. Put my score back to an 820. I popped into the cart again. You got to realize, how are we going to get out of hell? Now, I want you to write down closet division. Write down 5 of them. Not only did I invent them, I wrote the rules and tools in 1986. I want you to have a backup for a backup too. Fight through the pain, get out of closet division, do it again and again too. If rich and famous people can do this, cities can do this, banks can do this too, so can you. But again, you got to learn how to play. You should have learned how to do this since you're 18 years old, by the way. All right, it's called the United States of America Constitution, the Bill of Rights too. Every day since I was a little boy, I get up at 2:25. I always get to my knees and say, thank you, Jesus, for another day. Then I go look in the mirror and put myself in check. You see, here's the thing. God, me, that's it. So I have to put myself in check. I got to make myself responsible for me. Most people just pass the buck and blame everybody else too. So I look in the mirror for 2 minutes, do nothing else. Then I ask myself 2 questions out loud. I want to hear myself. I want to put myself in check and look in my eyes. Have I completed everything? No. Is there more to be done? Yes. Problem with most people, probably all of you, you ask your friends and family because you got an idea, you got a dream. You want them to encourage you, right? But then they go there and they interrupt everything you have to say or do. And then they say, you got to do it this way or that way too. You ever notice there's dummies always trying to tell you what to do and they haven't done it for themselves? It's called step number 8, by the way. Let's understand, God's delays have never been God's denials. We got a choice today. As long as we're moving forward, we're not falling down. Giving the thanks to the Father for everything. God is above all the rest. In Jesus' name, amen. And that's all we got to do. Remember today, we're going to go get the money. See, I don't like stealing and begging off the pier. I didn't like eating out of a trash can, but I didn't like being used and abused as a kid. We're all getting older, slower. We're not as pretty as we used to be. Go back to the job you hate. It's okay. You know they're going to fire you eventually when you're going to deliver some pizza. Is that your dream? It's not mine. My dream is simple. What I've done all my life. I see it. I believe it and pray. God opens the door and I go get it. I have everything I've ever wanted, don't you? Your ability is to listen and learn. Let's go get it. Step number 9, by the way. Now we look at the banks and grocery stores in your city. But let's look at Sam's Club. Shutting down 63 locations 2 years before pandemic, not counting the other 49 states too. They bankrupt locations, wrote it off on their taxes, and got a tax credit. Do you get a tax credit for screwing up? Nope, but they do. See, they're playing the game, but not you, because you like bringing the pain where? To your family too. They use branch numbers, tax IDs, and subsidiaries. In '86, I created what it is called tax ID division. I didn't create the tax ID, but I created the division. You ready to play? Now, here's the problem with most people. Maybe you. You heard that a city filed bankruptcy in the past. Oh, goody. Did you really pay attention? You heard it, but you did nothing, right? I'm the person who goes back and I tear it apart. I want to know exactly what they do. It's all public record. Because you got to realize the United States of America Incorporated set up 50 states as corporations, line of defense, and the states set up their cities, line of defense too. And they planned the problem like I told you to. Chapter 9, bankruptcy, Federal Protection Act. You see, they get to bankrupt the debts of a city and stay in business today. You have a bad day, you go home and go boo-hoo-hoo and bring the pain home. That's not acceptable anymore. Remember your rights. Remember how you can play. Apple files bankruptcy in '97. They were done. Mr. Bill Gates, who got indicted 4 times, wrote a check for $150 million and saved their assets too. Now they're worth trillions of dollars today. Ultimate goal, pretty simple. Write down bankruptcy, please. Now, I don't want anything to get screwed up, but I'll be damned if I bring the pain home. So write down bankruptcy and Google it later today. You'll see where it says SSN. We're all ducks. We get one. Quack, 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 quack. We might as well go through the day, and all of us go quack, quack, quack all friggin' day. But then it says SS4. Corporation, division, subsidiary, more? Sign me up for that too. Step number 10. Ultimate goal is pretty simple. Here's our lives. We're all got SSNs. We're ducks. They tax our paychecks. We get the leftover till we're dead. We're in probate too. That's how we create the 1040. An SS4 equals 1120. Corporation, division, subsidiary, more. IRS, public record. Look at line 10. I love it. It says banking and credit purposes. So it gets to write everything off and have fun too, but not you, because we're all ducks. Quack, 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 quack. You don't have to be a duck. You can actually see it, believe, and go get it too. But that's up to you. Remember, the United States of America Constitution, the Bill of Rights. You got the ability to understand one thing. We get one SSN, one chance to win. No wonder everybody loses. From there, instead of being a duck, we can get an SS4. Gives us more chances to try and win. Again, it's rules and tools. We get to learn to play. This is what I learned at 7.5. It's right in front of you. All right? It's not legal advice. It's chapter 18. Didn't give me the rules and tools how to play. But it says a corporation is a legal person. It may sue or be sued. Ultimate goal, guess what we get to do? All right? You could have started this at 18. So the bottom line is today we learned to play. Now, if you pick the corporation process, which you should, someone's going to ask you if you remember the Better Business Bureau. Can you imagine? They've been a scam since day one. See, if you want to write and get an A rating, all you should do is give them $615. You can look up BB got busted. Hell, they got indicted too. You got 10 million companies won't be blackmailed by them. But what can I say? Even the court in Los Angeles said, get the hell out of my city. You're a fraud since day one. I didn't make it up. 2020 and CNN tell the truth. You see, when I got to incorporate 2019 Rich and Famous People, that was fun too. And guess what? They got them profit and nonprofit, working in conjunction. So I wrote a program for people coming out of prison. I got Freeway Ricky Ross from my neighborhood after 20 years, rebuild his credit in 6 months, get him a gold and a platinum card paid over time for up to $1 million. How's that? How about Thomas after 26 years in prison? 6 months, he became the CFO. Now he does $2.6 million a year last year too. Ultimate goal. Beat your doubt, run your race, get out of your own damn way sometimes. Step number 11, got to make you the qualified CFO you need to be. Ultimate goal, getting past go. Understand today, all right, God's gift. One of the mansions where I park my race boat and my yacht in my backyard. Ultimate goal is simple. The helicopter, the Lamborghini, one of them, and one of the buildings too. You get to learn to play, but there's only 3 ways to get to millionaire status. Inherit the money, win the lottery, and get a raise. The 4th one is, let me rebuild you. But that's up to you too. Ultimate goal, I wrote Winning the Game of Business years ago because I want to play. I was at the Bonaventure for 32 years every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. And what happens is simple. I used to sell the Millionaire's Foundership for $5,000. 12 books and CDs in every step you need to get to the $1 million dream. From there today, the office has the ability to sell for $9.99. If you do it during a webinar, I give you half price. It's $4.99. But you'd have to do it now, and zell. That's all you got to do. Ultimate goal today, I'd like you to protect your ass. So quit bringing the pain home. Why don't you use Ray's rules, all right, and never bring the pain home again? Why don't you change your driver's license to a P.O. box or mailing address? But that's up to you. You can even look up the Privacy Act and the Driver's Privacy Act too. You get to learn to play. By the way, that's step number 12. When I created divisions in '86, multiple functions, disconnect, isolate, incorporate, separate pieces, cash credit for every division. It's like right in front of you. Here's a card up to $1 million paid over time. Now we set up 9 sisters. What do? We get 9 more cards. Then we put houses in every division. We put a franchise too. Something goes wrong, we've got to do what the grocery store, the bank, and the fast food restaurant does too. Get rid of the bad piece, keep the other pieces, and go set up another one again and again too. I wrote buckets of money, become the bank tax balance. You want to learn to play that game too. It's all up to you. It's our constitutional right. So today, let's look at that car. The one you drive, can you imagine when you have them sweat you for hours on end? You allow them to do that to you. You got lost $5,000 at the 9 inquiries too. See, where you screwed up, sorry to say, is when they said, here's a piece of paper, we got to run your credit. Fill it out. What did you do? Bow, bow here to bow, bow that you're sheep. You did what you were told to. By the way, from now on we use Ray's rules. All right, because what happened is, you get all that 9 inquiries and the $5,000 too. What I want you to do is this. Next to your signature, you write down this allows 1 inquiry. You take a picture. You don't allow this to happen ever again. Your ultimate goal is pretty simple to do. Step 13. Now, sorry, I want you to cover your ass. The problem is today, all right, we got to deal with people like this. Could be your neighbor. Could be your brother-in-law too. He takes his wife Mary to church every Sunday. All right, and his grandkids and his son and his daughter too. He goes to the coffee shop. Nobody's around. He falls down. He's going to die. He looks, sits up. Nobody heard him the first time. So does it again. And we go on the internet and we see people like this going, I really didn't get hurt, but I got $167,000. Little bumpity bump. So fill out this form. We'll get you a bloodsucker too. You see, that's what's happening in the world today. Now, that car you drive today, it should have been registered to a division and a tax ID. But unfortunately, you didn't know and you didn't know how to play, so you screwed up. You see, what happens is, all right, you're going to have a problem if they get a little bumpity bump and they sue you. So let's do it my way. Fleet price, tax ID, or doesn't show up on personal credit reports, and it's a full write-off too. If you got a repossession because you put the car in your name, registered owner, don't worry, the IRS will probably give you a 1099-C. Now you got a tax problem too. Remember, you go to the grocery store and the bank, a little bumpity bump. They're going to put on a show. Then they're going to ask for driver's license, insurance, registration, please. Ultimate goal is simple. I want you to understand. I'd like you to change your driver's license, but that's up to you. Your corporation, I think you should pay for the insurance for the car. But right now, you're paying that car insurance out of your taxable income, your paycheck, if there's left over. But no matter what I say or do today, you're the registered owner on that car. So when you drive the car, don't forget it says quack, 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 quack. Don't you want to be a duck? Why don't you change registered owner to a division? See if that'll help you. Or you see, make sure they get diddly squat at the end of the day. Why would you want to be a duck? Because when they sue you, hell, you got a duck. That's step number 14. Tomorrow, goal setting, we're going to go into step by step how to buy a car. All right, fleet price, tax ID, like you see right there. It says Social Security number or tax ID. We get to play. You get to learn to play with me too. I had 17 houses at 19. I couldn't get number 18, loan to value problem too. So what did I do? I transferred them to the divisions the way I set them up. That way I can separate liability and my credit too. Your paycheck, I'm going to teach you at the workshops how to break even. By the way, corporations, they get to take all the money in and they don't pay tax. They get to pay all their bills first and pay tax on the leftover, if there's any leftover. Kind of like Amazon, who paid 0 tax on $10 billion. You pay more tax than they do. Congratulations again. You got to learn how to play. It's your constitutional right too. You see, don't blame it on the rich and famous people. Don't say there's a loophole, because there's no loophole. They're doing what they're allowed to. They pay property tax and gallon of gas too. But remember, the Internal Revenue Service says corporations don't pay tax until they make a profit. So they're abiding by the rules. Your choice is to bitch and complain or join them. You want to join the club? Let me know. It's your ability to play. Now, write down borrow money's not taxable, because that's the way to play too. And that's exactly what they get to do. Remember today, draw the corporation in 3 divisions below. Write down a line of defense. One screws up, what are we going to do? We're going to do the 3-step. We're going to keep the good pieces and never bring the pain home, because we never had to in the first place. You got to learn at step 15. Ultimate goal, I get to build credit. SSNS is for. I'd like to get you up to $100,000 on personal, up to $1 million if you allow me to, but that's up to you. Pretty simple to do. So tomorrow at 7 a.m., our first class called Goal Setting. You take everybody you know, and I invite them that to free, all the way through 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So the ultimate goal, I'd like to be your coach for the first 90 days. Then you're going to say, I'd like it for a lifetime too. Most people do. So I got to rebuild you. I got to do a rapid refresh, block crap, and build your credit like I do these people, and I update these every day and every week. $9.98. That's what's going to cost you 90 working days. Go to the class on Saturday, education analyzation if you want to. No case goes past 180 days. But if you do it during the webinar, you get a $1,000 card. But if you don't, guess what? You don't get the card. From there, I always give you half price during the webinar too, $4.99. If you're thinking about a corp, I call it the thinker. I'll give you the article, setup, and level 1 for free. 30 days in the workshop too. You get those 2 bonuses if you did it now. It's Zelle, bank transfer deposit, B of A or Chase. So remember, Saturday and Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, a setup class on level 1. How to set up the corp, line by line, step by step. 2, how to name it, what type to pick. Go into level 1 right away, how to set up your division step by step, and how to buy at wholesale price. You see, you got to put it here. That's Wednesday and Saturday, good either one or both. You get stuck with me every step of the way. No more excuses. So the bottom line is, if you have a corporation today, I'll build that one if you want me to. If not, we'll call it the starter package. Rebuild the credit, rapid rescore, articles are free, also tax ID and setup, and level 1 for 90 days. But here's the thing. Mark spent $7,500 to do this, right? To get a corp and a stock. That's all they gave him. Now he's asking me, what do I do next? Go get your damn money back. Remember, I'm going to hand you $10,000 of cash credit. The office sells this for $2,000. I give you half price of $9.99 on a webinar with me. Millionaire in the making, pretty simple to do. Same as the previous, but it comes with $25,000 of cash credit. Office sells it for $5,000. I give it for half, $2,499 during the webinar. Now. You Zelle, you transfer, you do a bank or transfer to Chase or B of A. Ultimate goal, why don't you run your life through a corporation or basically in conjunction too? But do what you want. That's called step number 16. Ultimate goal is your constitutional right as well. See, we have a choice today. Just like it says, pay tax or buy a Lamborghini. Dead off says taxes. But today, I bet you your paycheck, all right, you're probably paying what? The payment, the gas, registration, insurance on a car? You could say no and stop driving that car and start driving a company car. You could even trade the one you got today too. But again, this is up to you. That's called step number 17. Ultimate goal, we got to play. Now it's called tax balancing. The workshop's going to teach you how to break even, right off your house payment to tax, and then let's get the corporation bringing millions and billions, because it's allowed to, under the Constitution. Ultimate goal, SS 4 times 4 equals 1120. Now remember what it says in line 10 there, banking and credit purposes. So if we look at the IRS public record right in front of you, what do we get to do? Find out I'm factually verifiable too. Step number 18, go to irs.gov, download an SS4 from now. Remember something today. Stop being a damn duck. This is your constitutional right, the Bill of Rights too. All I know is the United States of America Incorporated sets up 50 states or corporations. They're a line of defense, but not you. The states set up their cities, corporations too. Still not you. They plan the problem in case something gets screwed up, called a Chapter 9 bankruptcy. They get to bankrupt the city's debts and stay in business. And you today are we the people. As long as you're trying, you're not dying. So why aren't you trying today under the constitutional right for you? All you got to do is understand, Nixon took the gold standard out. They print money 24/7. Every hospital was federally mandated from that day on that mama has to sign an SSN form for the baby. Baby's going to walk out of the hospital and go get a damn job, right? Nope, they got to bond the baby and print some more damn money. Mama can't put the baby in the stroller of the car, so he can't go home unless mama signs the SSN form. Got it? So what we've got to look at is this. Online, you see these websites, you don't have to guarantee. What a bunch of BS. You got to remember something. You got to be a qualified CFO to get the cash credit. 8 cards per division if you want. 9 lines of credit, supply credit, vendor credit, marketing credit, lease credit, gas cards too. Ultimate goal, be the qualified CFO you need to be. Main thing is simple. So, look up the Fair Lending Act before you do the trade line things, please. You see, I don't want to visit you in prison. Corporate credit, you get to write off the interest rate, the credit card line of credit, finance itself. Screws up, we get rid of that piece and writes that off too. You see, you never had to be a duck. All you had to let them do is play. But me, I paid attention and I wrote it down and dissected it too. Don't let a life pass you by. Kind of like when you bought your house. Did you use raised rules like I say? Nope, escrow closed, homestead, put it in a trust. Oh well, you know what they do when they sue you? They take it away. When you die, you get stuck into probate too. Ultimate goal, we got a chance to play. And with stuck into probate, your family got diddly squat because you didn't listen to me today. It's kind of like when you fix up a property and you hire that contractor that hires a subcontractor that's down outside Home Depot. What if they cut corners and slip and fall? You could think maybe to quit claim due to a division property, them assignment of equity. End of the day, maybe you're going to try to make sure they get dilly squat too. Ultimate goal is up to you. Now, I like an irrevocable trust, but it's up to you what you want. You're grown up too. The goal is to play. Step number 19. So today, some of you might be playing peekaboo, the IRS making a mess. Please, corporations don't pay tax till they make a profit. Please stop that right away. And let's remember something. Hypothetically, if you screwed up in the past, you go to irs.gov, you download a form called 656 433 A and B. Get all that free money they're passing around and get your butt back in the system today. That's step number 20. Ultimate goal is pretty simple. When you fix up a property, please don't use your money. Set up the divisions to buy up to 70%. You don't have to pay a bill for 30 to 60, 90 days anyway. Ultimate goal, escrow closes, pays off the debt. Now you got up to $200,000 left over. What do? You go piss it away again like you did before? No, we use raised rules, leveraging money, borrow money's not taxable. When you write down and see it, believe it, go get it, set up the line of defense. See, that's called step number 21. I call that blackjack. You see, you got a choice to play. Borrow money's not what? Taxable? So our goal is to learn to play. Let me do most of the work for you too. Get your constitutional right. So let's understand this building right in front of us. That's the Reynolds University. Just before I died in a coma, the bank was there almost every day going. There's only 22,000 square feet in Irvine Spectrum. Other locations around the globe doing up to $1 million a day, helping people like you. But again today, all right, and the banks being there kissing the assets always because they want your money. But the banks, it's really weird. They borrow from the feds up to times 10, and they loan back 5 to us. So if we took that money from the escrow and we did leveraging, raise rules, we could have created up to $3 million of borrow money. I would have told you to go buy McDonald's today. It costs about $2 million. So your choice is this at the workshop tomorrow at 10 o'clock. How to name it, what needs to be done, set it up for line of defense, and the divisions. Divisions become the ducks if something goes wrong. Something goes wrong, what are we going to do? It's called the 3-step, disconnect, isolate, incorporate. Can't save it, we're going to try for up to 6 months. If we can't do it, at the end of the day, we're going to bankrupt a piece, keep all the good pieces, and never bring the pain home again. So banks and grocery stores do, you're allowed to do that too. But that's up to you, that's step number 22. So today, ask yourself a question when you look in the mirror. What are you willing to lose? You've been bringing the pain home to your family. You've got to stop that now. They can pierce the veil in a corporation, come after you. Divisions are cheap and inexpensive. And I don't want nothing to get screwed up. I want world peace too. But if something's got to get screwed up, it'll be a division. Because I'll act like that bank or grocery store in the city do. I'll bankrupt the piece and go get another one. Blah, 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 blah. Understand something today. If we play chess, what do we get to do? We're going to lose a piece or two, but we're going to do one thing. We're going to get checkmate. Winners do all the time. Your goal is simple. Step number 23. Ultimate goal, God's using me to help you today. Are these turned on? Remember, don't feel the pain. Don't go in the wrong direction. Unless you use the rules and tools that God gave me to give you. Ultimate goal, Lamborghini building. What are we going to do? Reach the dream. Think and do the impossible. Ray's rules will get you there. That's what I've been using all my life. Ultimate goal, I make millionaires. If you'd like to be next, let me know. Ultimate goal from here, the 14th Amendment, turn corporations into people. The United States of America Incorporated, they set up their corporation called cities and states. They've got their line of defense, but not you. I think you're kind of past due. What do you think? Why don't we set up your line of defense right away? Ultimate goal, you could have did this since day one. So let's remember, never have joint credit. Buy a house, escrow, close, homestead, put it in trust, raise rules. And from here, corporation, I think they should always have up to $1 million of credit. It's half the fun. They get to write it off too. Divisions are cheap, so we put one for the real estate, franchise, and current business. We set up that line of defense. See it, believe, go get it. We master raise rules in our head too. Everybody can play the game if they want to. Step number 24. Now here's what we do. We block stuff. All right, we rebuild it. We start popping credit, trying at the beginning to know it have to be at the end, whatever it needs to be, but it'll be done. From there, doesn't matter how bad the credit is. We can rebuild anybody. It's $9.98 usually. You get to go to a class on Saturday at 1 o'clock, educationalization. All right, it can't go past 180 days unless you mess up on you. We give you that credit card for $1,000 to reimburse yourself to. From there on webinar now, half price, you get all the goodies, it's $4.99. And if you want to try a corp, I'll give you the articles for free. Set up a level 1 for 30 days. What do you got to lose? Nothing. You have everything to gain too. But those bonuses are only good during the webinar. So you can Zelle, bank transfer, deposit. That's all you got to do. Don't forget the class on Saturday, 10 a.m. and Wednesday. Set up in level 1. So starter package for a millionaire. Rebuild the credit, rapid rescore, articles, also tax ID, set up in level 1, 90 days with me doing most of the work. From there, I give you a $10,000 card. All right, office charges $2,000. On webinar, I give you half price of $9.99. That's all you got to do. Millionaire in the making, instead of $10,000, you get $25,000. And this one's $5,000 at the office. Half price through me during the webinar is $2,499 to you. Ultimate goal, you Zelle, bank transfer, deposit. B of A or Chase. You see, anybody can basically see it, believe, and go get it too. Repackage your new house, car, and bank account. That's what I'd like to do for you. Remember, the American dream. I hear people say it on the internet all the time, every day. I go to the events, I always set up and then go look in the back. When they're done, I go up and ask some questions. My questions are simple. If I give you my money, you're going to guarantee I get the same results that you got. You're going to answer all my questions or I get all my money back. And then they back up. Then I go, I got about $10 million in my hand. Are you going to help me get that too? See, at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we all need to receive money to pay our bills every month. Drive a company car, go on a business trip, help other people free up our time. Ultimate goal, we got to set up that line of defense. So let's understand there's 1,000 steps equal the $1 million corporation. Your choice is simple. Allow me to build you up, because blah, blah, blah doesn't pay your bills. And one of my next books is pretty simple. It's called Bullshit Doesn't Pay Your Bills. Sorry, it's just true. It's what it is. We freeze your report, we play with it, we wrap it, we block it, and then we start building credit as we rebuild you. No matter if you got a 487, 586, 561, 701 by the time I'm done playing with you. From there, 571 too. $9.98 today, you get half price with me. No more than 180 days. All right, Visa, $1,000 cash card. Go to the class on Saturday too at 1 o'clock if you want to. From there, it's half price during the webinar with me, $4.99. And if you'd like to try the corp, give you the articles for free and set up level 1 for 30 days. I call that the thinker. But again, it'd have to be a Zelle, now, bank, deposit, or transfer. Starter package, $10,000 of credit, all the goodies. Office is $2,000. Half price with me is $9.99. All right, millionaire in the making, usually $5,000, because it comes at $25,000 of credit. But again, through me, half price is $2,499 today. Get Zelle, bank transfer, deposit. It's all you got to do. So remember, please, let's make sure we don't experience any more pain, go in the wrong direction. Let's use the rules and tools God gave me to give you. I hope you wrote them down today. We got to stay safe and strong. We got to do our best and let Jesus do the rest. Amen to that too. Ultimate goal is pretty simple. If you do nothing, what's going to happen? Nothing. If you let me get you to the next level, I'll hold your hand personally for 90 days. Hopefully a lifetime too. Step number 25. Now here's a phone number. You can call it now. You got about 5 minutes and they'll honor everything offered you today. 800-510-3338. That's 800-510-3338. Do your best. Let's let God do the rest. And that's all we got to do. At the end of the day, we can never forget God loves us all.